India, we have Puru, we have Casey from Singapore, ASEAN, and this one from Malaysia. The topic for today is essentially looking at smart cities, but from a point of implementation. And I think this is something very important. And we, as part of 27 Group, we do a lot of blueprints, and sometimes we get frustrated when, after we've completed the blueprint, we don't see anything happening on the ground according to the blueprint. So that's essentially where we feel we should be looking at. So the first question is around the key policies and regulatory frameworks that hinder development of smart cities. Could you talk to us about implementation from a point of blueprints and implementation and action plans? What would be those key policies and regulatory frameworks that enable or hinder the development of smart cities in Asia?
I would say the first one, the enabling one, is the governance framework. And that's where you start with how do you really form the leadership team. But then when you look at a longer term strategic framework for a city coming in from, and we in the last speaker covered it about like how do we look at citizen being the centric, and you get all the data, but then the governance framework of the city is going to be deciding a longer term strategic picture, and that will be the most enabling part, I would say. How do you constitute the leadership? How do you really look at the teams who are going to be multi-stakeholder teams, not just like maybe departmental teams, but then multi-stakeholder teams who can lead those initiatives on the ground and can work deeply with the citizens. And then whatever learnings come back, how do you kind of keep evolving and then keep building it again in the revised?
Right now, government is very focusing on DMU, Delivery Management Unit, for each of sectors. I think the advantage for automotive is because it's a very structured program, and also the implementation together with OEM, whereby the smart city concept, you doesn't really have a specific OEM or principle to it. For example, like the direct technology provider for the whole ecosystem of smart city. But like Mari, when we do the implementation, the delivery management unit is very important. And of course,
in my opinion, the policy of smart cities should be totally integrated to the national development plan. And I think countries that are serious about smart cities should establish a ministry of smart cities. Because if you do not integrate it into the national plan, all we have are blueprints and roadmaps, collection of data, sensor network, and that's about it. So it has to be a national plan and a budget allocated to it, billions of dollars.
Round of applause to our distinguished panelists.